convert this to symbol. And in this particular tutorial, we'll talk about the movie clip. So normally when you name it, right, the default name, and you can follow with MC, stand for movie clip. So that way you will be able to identify by looking at the name of symbol on your library. So you will be able to notify this is the movie clip. Now, when we look at this movie clip layer right here, and you will see right now you are on scene one, and the movie clip is going to be the one that we're going to work on. So now look at this scene one here, and then we want to edit this movie clip by um, double click on it. So now you are in movie clip, symbol movie clip. So we have a timeline. Normally when we decide to choose the movie clip, because we want to put some animation inside that symbol. So right now I have this particular one, and we'll zoom in a bit. Yep. So you can lock this current layer, layer one, and then I'm going to add additional layer for my animation. So I'm going to put the animation inside this movie clip right here. So I create a new layer. So come up with second layer, and then I'm going to draw some of the circle, the shape. Okay, let's start with hold down my shift key and then draw it. Okay, let me change the color first so you can see something obvious. So I hold down my shift key. I got a perfect circle. So in this particular case here, I will need to convert this shape into a symbol. So we want to animate this particular symbol here. So we're going to create as the graphics. And now we have both graphics and uh, on the frame one. So we plan to have this object circle going around the moving around this pentagon shape in 1 second. So I go to frame 24, and then in this case here I'm going to show you a different method of animation. So instead okay, so select this and create a motion tween. So now you can see when I start motion tween, right, I have this range go through, but you see one thing missing, the background layer one, right? So in this particular one, I'm just go to the layer one, which is I lock it and insert just frame. Okay, so that way I will have the background same as the beginning first keyframe. Now at the frame one and the last frame, right? um, so I want to choose and move this allow on this particular one. I can come to this frame, and then I can hold down my Alt key and choose that. So that's way I have first frame and second frame exactly the same by clicking on the first frame and press the Alt key on the PC or Option key on the Macintosh and click and drag it. But this way, remember, instead of using a classic tween, we use tweening, right? So that means if I do not have the size symbol here, so I right now I just go to frame 12 and move this, you know, across the scene. So you can see, you know, the difference between the classic tween and standard tween, right? You see this path and have the dot frame on that. So now, when I move it across the scene, I will see additional keyframe. So now I just move it to frame 7 and drag it up to the top. So now you see the path of thing that moving along. And then I'm going to go to frame, let's say frame 19, and then I move it down. Okay. So now basically I have the shape, the part that I'm going to do. So now let's enter. So now I can see this object is going along the path. And then the beauty about this, right, when you roll over the path, you see the curve, and then you can just, tweak and click and drag it. So you will see instead of straight path, you got curve right there. Uh-huh. And then you can move and create the curve part on that. Uh-huh. Also, if you want to change from the selection tools to sub selection tools or shortcut A, right? And you can click on your keyframe. So you have the handler, and then you can just modify your handler to make your animation smoother. Okay, so now let's enter. So now you can see the circle just go around, right? And then what you see, right now we are on inside the symbol one. Uh-huh. So what I like to do, I like to go back to seed one. Okay, and now let's save this. Okay, let me save this and movie clip, save it. And then I can go to publish setting, and then where I publish this one. So I'm going to publish in Adobe Animate CC folders, and then I'm going to check on center to state and make responsive, and then publish, and okay. So now, right, you will not see any preview on the inside this object because it's inside the movie clip symbol. But right now we are on scene one. Okay, let's take a look what we have. Okay, let's go to control and trace test. So now you see this object is going around, right? And now let's close this. So since we are on scene one, right? And then, okay, let's check the whole thing. So now we can make another animation on this object. Okay, so in this particular case, I'm going to make a go to frame, go to second, and then insert keyframe. So in this particular one, I'm going to use the classic tween, create a classic tween. And then on the second frame, just go all the way to the end right here. And then you will see it's automatically generate another keyframe, right? For example, if I go to the first second and then I drag and move it. Okay, let's see. I use the direct selection tool. I use the selection tool and move it down. Okay, so now I have this animation going on. All right. So of course you can add like rotation. So I rotate this by 90 degree. And then when I come here, I just continue rotate this by another 90 degree or another 90 degree. So total of 180 degree. So now let's save it. Control S, and then you go to control and test movie. So now you can see the objects, the purple objects inside the green object, right, is rotating. So this concept here, right, you can add up more animation deep inside the objects movie clip symbol.